For more than 4 decades, Jane Rosenberg has found herself across the room from public figures like Mia Farrow, Mick Jagger, Martha Stewart, Donald Trump, and many others. But she's not an actor, a celebrity, or a member of the paparazzi. She is a courtroom sketch artist.
Courtroom artists are hired when they cannot get a camera inside of a courtroom, so we can illustrate what's going on for the public to go along with either a written story or a reporter's audio story or television story. It's to aid with the reporting.
Since 1980, Rosenberg has been bringing courtroom drama to life when no cameras are allowed. She writes about her career in her memoir, Drawn Testimony: My 4 Decades as a Courtroom Sketch Artist. Rosenberg got her start in New York after studying art in college and painting portraits of people on the street. One day, she stumbled into a lecture given by a courtroom artist named Marilyn Church.
And I saw what she was doing. I thought, oh, I would just love to do that. That looks so interesting, but I just don't know if I'm good enough. And I just took a look in the mirror and I said, I'm going to go after this. I'm going to try. And I went to court with lawyer friends of mine. They took me to night court at 100 Center Street. And I asked the court officers all kinds of questions. Where do the artists sit when they come? What do they bring? And they finally, after probably annoying them so long, they said, come next week, we'll let you sit with the media in the jury box.
That first case was enough to get her foot in the door. And since then, she's sketched some of the most memorable trials in recent memory. Rosenberg says when she started, there could be more than a dozen artists in the courtroom, working for different media outlets. Today, only a few artists are allowed in at a time. She says the pressure and stress can be tremendous, especially with a 24/7 news cycle.
I have to hand in sketches all day long, go out and shoot and send them all throughout the day. I cannot ever take anything home and fix it up. It's out there, and I'm horrified sometimes because I'm working very fast. And sometimes I just want to cringe when I see what I've handed in. And I can't wait for the next assignment because maybe I'll be lucky and do a better job and feel better about it. Doesn't always work out.
Like the time she submitted a sketch of quarterback Tom Brady during the so-called Deflategate controversy. Unlike characters such as Woody Allen, who Rosenberg says have distinctive facial features, she says Brady's features were harder to capture. After she submitted her sketch of him, all hell broke loose. She started getting calls from news outlets, so she asked a local reporter what was going on.
And he opens his laptop and he goes, oh, this went viral. And then he shows me memes, and I had no idea what a meme was. I never had seen one. I didn't know what it is. And that's how it all started. When I got home, I had 700 emails on my private computer. And I was devastated. I did not want to be the center of attention. People were asked, his fans were like, I hate that sketch. You weren't nice to him. He has a beautiful wife and children. And how could you make him look that way? And then the other side, oh, we love your sketch. I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted to crawl into a hole and hide. It was pretty terrifying.
Rosenberg says she spent weeks studying photos of Brady, so the next time she sketched him in court, she'd be ready. So why not just allow cameras into the courtroom instead of relying on artist renditions? Rosenberg says she thinks people act differently when they're being photographed or filmed.
I know I do. I personally feel uncomfortable with the camera in my face. I'm going to feel a little uncomfortable. And I think that could happen with witnesses, and lawyers could act differently towards, like they're acting. Judges' decision, people could act different. And there's a lot of power that goes into an editing room when they have video or a photo. People tend to believe this is the truth. I saw, and the TV people can clip out just a segment of what they want to show, and it's not always the whole truth. So I think they don't tend to have that kind of same belief when it's a sketch.
Rosenberg says she would not trade her job for any in the world. But she admits that hearing about certain crimes and seeing evidence can be difficult. She says one of the hardest days in court was when she was forced to watch videos of George Floyd's murder from multiple different angles. Rosenberg has also sketched difficult subjects, like parents who have lost children, or murderers who sit stony-faced during testimony. But she says she has to keep her composure.
My job is to capture what's going on inside the courtroom. My job is not to express my own opinion, as any journalist would have the same job. I'm actually drawing what I'm seeing. It could be all kinds of ranges of emotion that I see. Somebody could be crying, they could be laughing, they could be angry. I'll have to draw whatever's going on at that time in a courtroom. It's not what I feel. And what's bad is that I actually can get emotional. Sometimes testimony is horrible. I cover horrific things. And it's really bad if I cry because I can't see. And the teardrops, if a drop lands on my pastels, it's ruined. That's it.
Rosenberg can spend a lot of time on one sketch, but then she'll see a passing moment full of emotion. That's when she has to stop what she's doing, pull out a fresh page, and try to capture a specific gesture or expression. She remembers a moment like that while she was in the courtroom during the Boston Marathon bombing trial.
That was a witness she was a dancer and she lost her legs. And she was sitting close to Tsarnaev, who's the bomber, and he never would look at anybody. He just always looked down or straight ahead. And she was glaring at him. She could never make eye contact. And as she got off the bench, she just turned back and just glared at him. Like she just really wished he would look at her. He didn't. But I knew now I have to do that. That's the picture.
Despite the challenges that come with her job, Rosenberg says she has no regrets about her career choice. Although she is past retirement age, she has no plans to step away from her work. Instead, she remains passionate about her craft and eager to share her insights. So, what advice does she have for aspiring courtroom artists?
There is no set way that people can get into the field. I think I can only advise people to do what I did. Courtrooms are open to the public. You can just go and try it out. Sit in the back of the room, sit in the front. Sometimes they'll let you I sat in the front. I would go non-publicity trials, not such a big deal. They would let me practice my sketching there. And that's what I did to see if I liked it. And I did. And I kept going and going until I did it.
Jane Rosenberg's book, Drawn Testimony, My 4 Decades as a Courtroom Sketch Artist, includes many of her sketches and numerous courtroom stories. It's available now online and in select bookstores. To find out more about our guests this week, visit viewpointsradio.org. For more behind the scenes, search Viewpoints Radio on Instagram, X, and Facebook. This segment was written and produced by Polly Hansen. Our lead producer is Libby Foster. Our executive producer is Amira Zaveri. Our studio manager is Jason Dickey. I'm Marty Peterson.